Welcome back, I'm Rose, there goes Rose, and today I'm off to Leeds. It's my first time off to Leeds and I set off from home on what is a very foggy morning. I'm just changing over, had a little wait between trains at Derby train station, and of course I got myself a hazelnut latte. I actually really love a train journey. I love sitting there with my book, and this is my reading material of choice for this journey. I arrived in Leeds, and as you come out you're in the square straight away, and it felt like spring was really here. So I arrived at 11 AM and I was pretty hungry because I'd not had breakfast yet. I saw this place online and I had to give it a try because they looked like they did amazing sandwiches. I opted for a bacon, cheese and egg sandwich. Sandwich in hand, I explored some of the streets along the canal and I found a spot to eat with the ducks. So I found a really quiet spot and I'm going to eat my breakfast, which is a bacon, egg and cheese sandwich, looking at the water, which I'll show you now. Honestly, that looks incredible. I'm going to tuck into this. And this was just a really nice moment to myself. So the first main stop was the Wagon Hoist lifting museum. This is a free mini museum and it is very small. It's the smallest museum I've ever been to. You can find the Wagon Lifting Hoist Museum at the mini museum located on the ground floor of what is a Grade 2 listed landmark lifting tower, and this is one of the last remaining parts of the original Leeds Central Station. Dating back to 1850, the lifting tower was one of a pair which stood either side of the river and canal viaduct. Using steam power and large change, its role was to hoist wagons from the higher level passenger line down to the Great Northern Goods Yard at the original Leeds Central Railway Station. I went on to just explore and have a little walk around Leeds. I really noticed a mix of old and new buildings in Leeds. It was quite quirky, to be honest. So you'd go past like an old church mixed with new build offices, and yeah, it was quite like a quirky way to explore the city. Now, if you know anything about me, I love bringing some snacks home from whatever city I visit, and some of my favourite places to get those snacks are Asian supermarkets. Now, I heard good things about Hello Japan, but Leeds does have many different supermarkets to go explore. There are several arcades in Leeds, and quite a lot of them have very popular, upmarket, expensive shops, which isn't really my kind of vibe. I like a bit of quirky, I like a second-hand store. So I looked at all the arcades, and I know I didn't have time to visit them all, so I chose Thorntons Arcade. This arcade is 3 stories high with a glass roof, and at the northern end is a clock. After lots of exploring, and I've only shown you minutes in this video, but I've been walking around for a few hours at this point, so I was very thirsty and decided to go on the hunt for one of the oldest pubs in Leeds. That's right, I went to the White Locks Ale House, which I think has been around since 1715. The White Locks received a royal approval when Prince George, later Duke of Kent, entertained a party in a curtained-off section of the restaurant in 1912. It was time to go explore Leeds Kirgate Market. This is one of the largest indoor markets in Europe. It's a shopper's paradise. It has fresh food, drink and fashion to jewellery, flowers, hardware and haberdashery. Truly had lots of stuff, and it actually had some really gorgeous artwork as well, which I'm going to revisit later when I come into a little bit of a cool interaction with the shopkeeper that sends me back to Kirgate Market later in this video. Three hours of exploring done, and it's time for lunch. I am absolutely Tboki obsessed at the moment, so I researched the best Tboki in Leeds, and according to the internet, this is the place to be. I ordered the roast Tboki and added cheese, and oh my gosh, I'm not just saying this, this was genuinely the best Tboki I've ever eaten. Just outside of this, I went to the Corn Exchange, which was probably the spot I was looking forward to the most. Leeds Corn Exchange has been the home of Leeds independence since 1864. All of these colourful doors home an independent shop, and it was wonderful just to see so many independent shops under one glorious roof. Home to a collection of vendors who do things their own way and a community of customers who prefer the personal touch. I enjoyed just browsing some of the shops, yes, a bookshop included. I did pick up a couple of gifts for my mum for Mother's Day. And the last shop I went to was Chill Cats. Now I was drawn in by a postcard, and when I read the information on the postcard, it said that it was produced by volunteers for Chill Cats. Now when I went and purchased this at the till, the lady that owned the shop told me that this is a replica of a piece of artwork that actually exists in Leeds, and she told me where to go find it. So I thought we could go and try and find it together. So back to Kirgate Market I go. I'm back in Kirgate Market and I've entered from a different side this time, so I'm seeing a little bit of it that I hadn't seen before. After doing a loop and then deciding to go right through the middle, I did find the piece of artwork. It was even better in real life, and it just made getting this postcard even more special that I got to go see it as well. After one last drink overlooking the canal in a place that I just stumbled across called Salt, I reflected on the highlights of the day. For me, it was definitely the cool exchange and my little interaction over my postcard art. I really did genuinely enjoy that Tboki. It was a 10 out of 10, and it's a week later and I'm still thinking about it. I actually tried to recreate it at home and I failed miserably. I absolutely love a solo adventure, and I find this really nice just to sit there at the end of the day, just reflect on what I've done. Found a spot and I've got a courtyard overlooking the canal all to myself. I just got a Diet Coke. And yeah, I've got to go and get a train in about 40 minutes, so I'm just kind of, my legs are tired, I've done a lot of walking, so I've just come for a last drink before heading home really. Time to go home, so I pop into the shop to get some train snacks. Apparently I was in a very chocolatey mood. Thanks for joining me in my first day in Leeds. I'd love to know what your favourite thing to do is in Leeds. I do plan on coming back, so please do give me suggestions of places I should visit on my next visit, and I'll prioritise those when I return. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you really soon.